So today we have Bushra Rahman with us, who is also an alumni of the GIR batch. Bushra is currently placed at Power Finance Corporation, which is a public sector undertaking. It is an NBFC, which is also a PSU. So it's great to have you on board, Bushra. How do you feel?
Hello. Yeah, it's great to be back.
So yeah, Bushra, starting off with the first question, how did you land into this job? Like a public sector undertaking. It is a dream for a lot of people to, work at a PSU. So how did you manage to crack this?
So, starting from the day I became a CA, let's start from there. The day the result came on, it was 10th of February 2022. And from the very same day, we had to literally start applying for jobs.
Correct.
That was a rat race which was going on. And within a day or two, I started getting calls for interviews as well.
Mhm.
So it was a total rat race. So to be very true, and big fours were there in the field, and they were literally conducting interviews every now and then. Like a complete day of interviews was scheduled. So in the very first interview, I think so I did with JP Morgan, and I got
Okay.
selected there. That was my first interview, and later on I did take interviews for GT, PwC, and Deloitte, and the rest of them. And then the day for campus placement came in. And as I got shortlisted, PSU was never my dream job.
Okay.
Because it wasn't a dream that I saw.
Yeah.
Because I did not know that was an option for chartered accountants previously.
Yeah.
And the moment I got selected, I had a few PSUs down my bucket list. And frankly speaking, before this, I did not even hear the name of Power Finance Corporation. So I did contact some of my seniors. I even contacted Shivam sir, and he guided me through this, and he made sure that I am aware of the things that I'm going to land in. So after that, as I shortlisted PFC, they
Mhm.
shortlisted me, and the interview happened, and we got the result on the very same day, and I was selected there. That's how it happened. Like cut short, it was a tiresome job then because 1 month of continuous taking interviews and waiting for results was very difficult to cope up with. But now when I look back into it, it all seems fine.
Yeah, it all works fine. So, Bushra, you told us that you had a few companies in your bucket list when it came to public sector undertakings. Can you tell us which one were there on your list? Like, what were you?
One was Gale, and the other one was PFC, and I think so. One more was NTPI, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So when
Because
you
generally, PSUs, what PFC generally goes once a year for campus placement, and that is also along with some of the PSU that happens. So we weren't sure which PSU are gonna land in which campus. So basically, PFC is only based in Delhi, so Delhi campus was sure. But for other PSUs, your posting were not accurate because if you got selected in Gale, then the position you will get selected in or the place you'll be located to, that wasn't meant known before. So that was a step that you have to take up the interview, then they'll inform you the location that can get selected in. So that was the whole scenario then.
So, what is the most attractive part about joining a PSU? Is it the job security? Is it the compensation, or is it the tag that you get by being placed at a PSU? What was the most, or the profile? What made it a
As
profile?
told you before, landing in a PSU, I haven't thought about it before I ended up here.
Correct.
So, the moment people say PSU or a government job, generally, those old offices and those no
Right, right.
work done spaces come in your mind. But in my organization, nothing of that sort is done because maximum of the people who are placed in PFC are either MBA professionals or they are from CA background. So you'll just get professionals around you. You won't get people who are laid back and doing nothing. That is not something that we do there. And apart from that, the compensation part is definitely an added bonus. But along with it, I wanted to be selected in Delhi only because it was near my hometown.
Correct.
And other than that, Delhi was seemed to be fine for me because I visited here every now and then, so I was familiar with the place as well. So other than that, everything was fine selecting a PSU.
So the main attraction to join a PSU was not really the like the
Like,
environment is changing right now, right? In the
yeah,
PSU,
like
it's
I
no
won't
longer.
say
Uh,
it, there was only a single point to like get selected here. There are multiple things that added on, like the
Correct, correct.
medical benefits or the compensation or the work balance, like simultaneously played a very important role for us to like get selected there.
Right. There are a lot of other criteria also that you would look into
Yeah.
before getting into something like. Can you brief us on what is your domain and what you exactly work in? What is your job profile in power
Okay.
finance?
So basically, when we got selected, seven CAs were selected at that point of time,
Okay.
and like the seven job roles were assigned through
Okay.
our campus interviews. But we weren't made aware of like what roles we are gonna land up into. So basically, what Power Finance Corporation does is like we provide finance, as the name like nearly suggests, that we provide finance to the power sector.
Okay.
Like we deal with thermal, hydel, renewable, which is a big trending thing right now.
Correct.
We deal in those. And my basically the two sectors that deal with the appraisal project is one is entity appraisal, in which I am placed. What we do is we appraise the promoter, the people who are bringing in the money. We are supposed to look into their background, their financial capability, and their credibility, and that adds up with the projects team who looks into the technical viability of the project. And when we combine these two things, then we make sure whether the project needs to be appraised or not. That is something Power Finance Corporation as a whole does. So my
Okay.
part in this is looking into the background of the promoters.
Okay. So entity appraisal is your domain, like if we have to
Yeah,
like give it a title. So
yeah,
a lot of students are not like really aware, like say find the students are not aware of like this particular domain. Like it's not one of
yeah,
those like mainstream domains, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So is there anything that if anybody is already targeting to getting into PSU that they should have this particular skill set or any criteria that you feel that a CA student should fulfill? Do you think that?
Like considering if you want to get selected in a PSU, like nothing different of anything or no different skill sets need to be acquired other than the things that you are already possessing for
Possessing?
different jobs as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from the skill set, for cracking an interview or to get inculcated with the whole team,
Mm-hmm.
it's very important like how you present yourself in the interview. So that because that is the selling point. Like your CV speaks,
Correct.
like the first shortlisting that is done is by your CV, but the next moment that you will get land up in the job is totally depends on the way you're presenting yourself. So I think so in my case, that is something that played in my favor. And apart from the skill set that you're talking about, like entity appraisal, I wasn't made aware of the department before I joined PFC, because
Uh,
no one knows like what is going inside
yeah,
the
yeah,
organization,
yeah, right.
what is the department doing. So even the name, I heard it for the first time. What they're doing, it was
Correct, correct.
completely new for me. So knowing everything from like behind the scenes, you can't get ready. Like you
Yeah,
can't
you
prepare
cannot
yourself
be
for
prepared.
everything that is coming your way. Something needs to be add-on bonus. That's all I can say. So the normal skill set that you are preparing yourself with, that would be completely fine for landing yourself with the job. And other than that, like we have been processing the interviews in the way like the job profile that you are supposed to take on. You're to
Uh,
supposed to go through the entire process. So
right.
that would completely do fine. Other than that, any add-on skill set won't be required like additionally.
Okay. So what kind of a weightage did your articleship experience hold during your interview process, or did they grill you much about your articleship, or what kind of did it like affect your placement at all? Like, was it a determining factor?
Like I won't deny Yeah, I won't deny the fact that it would affect your placement, but different interviews have their different style of taking interviews.
Right.
Some people do like to grill on the way that you have processed your articleship, and some are like straightforward dealing with you as a person. Because along with
Right.
your skill set and your technical knowledge, something that an interviewer goes for is your interpersonal skills. How
Right. Right.
well are you going to gel up with the entire organization? That is something that comes prior nowadays. Skills can be learned later on as well. You can learn things on the job during your orientation or induction program. You can learn things, but something that you cannot learn is how well you can communicate with others, how well you can gel up with others. So that is something that needs to be inculcated as a behavior. Because as long as you place yourself in a better manner in front of people, people will like to approach you for a
Correct,
job, for
correct.
a conversation, or for
Absolutely.
anything. That would be an added benefit there.
Added benefit. So one should really work on their interpersonal skills a lot, like your soft,
Yeah,
you develop a good, like, soft skills, communication skills, like have an open mind, be a good
yeah,
learner. So all these skills, I think, would suffice to for one to like whatever's to come their way, right? Uh,
yeah.
so Bushra, can you tell us about what the interview process was like for this particular company, Power Finance?
Like, like for this particular company, I would say it was a campus placement
Okay,
program. So it
okay,
happened in one day. It has to like happen in one single day. So
right,
a single interview was conducted. It wasn't
okay.
multiple rounds like it happens off the campus.
Uh-huh.
So one single interview got uh, me placed in the organization, and the interview lasted for I think so 15 to 20 minutes. It was long, and that was the case. It wasn't a separate it wasn't break into separate rounds. It
There
was the
was
one
no
thing that,
separate GD or
yeah,
there was
no
no
separate or
HR,
no director round or no such
nothing like that.
HR separate HR round wasn't placed. Like the HR person was sitting along with the panel.
Okay.
So
So in total, it was just a 15 minutes interview when you went through campus.
yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this CV is your front foot that will help
Correct.
to land interview, and later on it is all your soft skills and your technical knowledge along with it that will help you land the job.
Land the job. Correct. How sensitive are PSUs towards attempts? Like, are they looking for people with a single attempt or a rank holder? Is there any criteria as such?
Like I am not a rank holder,
Okay.
so
Mm.
the thing, but I won't really say that the attempts are like a huge play point,
Uh-huh.
but some points are considered because I don't know the entire process of shortlisting in a
Okay.
PSU, because the
Uh-huh.
people who have joined with me are very different altogether. Like no one person is alike.
Correct.
So
Correct.
like if seven of us were selected, all seven are different in some or the other way. So
Absolutely.
the entire shortlisting process is a mystery for me as well. So I won't be able to answer that.
No, no problem. So, Bushra, what is the growth trajectory like in a PSU? Like, what is the hierarchy like, and where do you see yourself 3 years or say 5 years down the line?
It's I think so. I joined my job because our job started late. I joined on 27th of June only. So I think so it has been 5 months. So it hasn't been so long.
Yeah, yeah,
And considering seeing myself 3 years or 5 years down the line is not something that I have done exactly currently. Because like I would say my idea was like the entire CF journey was very long. I I did a tiresome job for 5 years. I was studying continuously. So 2022 is something a break year that I took from not thinking about anything very serious, because I
serious.
believe what I believe is during your CA course you inculcate 10 to 12 hours of your life
Correct,
to
correct.
studies. You put yourself away from your family, your friends, and every relation that you wanted to build up to is left behind during the course.
That's true.
Matlab,
Very
no matter how harsh the truth is, but that is something that
that's
every CA student does.
surely.
So, like this year, I chose to take some time out for myself and for things that I love to do. Along with the job, I am trying to inculcate new habits and new things for myself. And from the next year onwards, I'll see to it what next has to be done. Currently, I'm not in the like I'm not joining the dad phase.
Okay, okay. Not a problem. Understood, Bushra. So, Bushra, can you now I think we've gathered a lot of information on what it is, how the interview process is like, what kind of scope is available at the PSU, and whether they are sensitive to attempts, and what kind of skill set one must have to get into such a organization. Thanks a lot for sharing everything and brief. Last question I would like to ask you is what is work life harmony after getting placed? What is your experience after being placed, after getting that load off your shoulders of exams and everything? Please tell us on that.
Uh, I have friends who are like waiting for the results currently.
Correct.
So I won't say like the fear of May and November has completely evaporated from my life. There are days when I wake up in the morning and I have a fearful thought
Nightmares.
in my mind that I have to open my audit book and I have to sit back and study. So that is something that hasn't been gone out of my head.
Oh,
But apart from that, like as you know, like May and November is literally very crucial for our lives. It
absolutely.
is a total red zone. So when this May and November passed on, I was very relaxed, considering I don't have to sit back and study for another
Studying
examination.
hours and hours. Absolutely. So the burden is off your shoulders and you're pretty relaxed right now.
From for
From the,
now, yes.
yeah,
For
just
future, I don't
from
know.
that studying phase, you're relaxed, but yeah,
Yeah,
work-wise, you have to still put in those hours and those, you need to put in the numbers
that is
and all.
a different kind of hustle. Like
Yeah, yeah.
studying was something made me stagnant. Like I was studying, not going out, and like just
From the
like
isolation
restricting yourself
zone,
to your books.
there's some freedom
Yeah,
right now.
putting yourself into some isolation zone.
Mhm.
Right now, I am getting new things to explore for myself. That is something I am loving doing right now.
So there is a good work-life harmony, I can say right now, and you're at
Right now, definitely yes.
definitely, definitely. That's it, Bushra. Thanks a lot for coming on board for this procedure. I'm sure that your journey is going to help a lot of students back their dream job. Thanks a lot for coming on board with us and sharing your experience. It was wonderful chatting with you.
I like coming back to CA Monk is something that I would never leave a chance for because Shivam sir has like literally personally helped me a lot because I
Yeah, yeah.
remember the day I got selected with PFC and he
Uh-huh.
was the first person I called. Like, sir, I have 40 or 50 minutes to give my approval. What I'm supposed to do? So he was there with me. So I love to be there for the students who are upcoming and because when I was looking for a job or even when I was studying.
Uh-huh.
So looking up to a PSU or even for a job was something very distant for myself. And currently, when I am living the dream, so it's definitely possible for the coming people to live up to that as well. So if I could like put on some efforts or give up some time of mine to help those, so I won't deny that.
Won't ever let go of that opportunity. Thanks a lot for
Yeah,
taking the
sure.
time out and doing this. We are really grateful to you. And yes, of course, CM
No
Monk is
pressure.
doing a great job at, helping students with this one thing that we've always, suffered with or we've always stuck in. So that's definitely like a lot of credit goes to CM Monk. That's it. Thank you, Bushra.
Thank you.